Tonight, we take you inside a world few have seen. Money can buy you a lot of things, but can it now buy you height as well? Now a look at the length some men will go to give them what nature did not. Here's ABC's Ashin Singh.
Take your shoes off.
What's up, baby? This is crazy, man.
Let's get this going.
Let's go. It's morning on the high seas, and the party is in full swing. Whether it's a day on a yacht or an afternoon stroll on the designer strip, shelling out major cash for the high life. Wherever they are and whatever they're buying, there's really no doubt that these two are living in the lap of luxury. Yo, life sure is good if you're Hugo Ramirez, a Texas businessman turned Miami socialite, and his wife, Oksana, a former Mykonos model, now a social media maven, and a fluffy dog mom.
Here is our baby. Her name is Barbie. Oh yeah, she loves the cameras.
You like her dress?
Is that Coco Chanel?
Very spoiled.
Their lifestyle, flashy. The cars, the clothes, the vibe, larger than life.
Hey. How are you?
Now, as far as Hugo's concerned,
How you feeling?
Great.
let's not beat around the bush and state the obvious. There's some work that's been done here, and he freely admits it.
What kind of procedures are you willing to talk about that you have done?
I mean, I just did my face.
You just did your face?
Yeah, I just did my face.
What'd you do?
I had a jaw implant and chin implant, and I had them replace it. And then I had them tighten my neck and demise. It's the biggest rush.
Is that what you get from doing these
Yeah,
procedures?
this is the biggest rush ever.
Hugo says it's all a part of his quest to look young, yoked, and glamorous. But amidst the implants, the nips, and the tucks, there lives another secret sauce to Hugo's success. Something that he says has given him a leg up in the business world, in his personal life, in everything.
How tall were you?
5'9".
That's the average height for an American male.
I'm not average. I don't like to be average.
He's like, babe, I want to be taller.
I want to be taller. Money can buy you a lot of things, but surely money can't make you taller, right?
So you went from how tall to how tall?
I went from 5'9". It depends, with or without shoes, Right now, without shoes, I'm like 5'11 and a half, give or take. With shoes, I'm 6'1".
6'1".
Yeah.
That's right. Hugo grew nearly 3 inches. So how did he do it?
So here's our implants. Extra?
Leg lengthening surgery. If you haven't heard of it, here's the word. For 70 grand or more, a doctor can surgically make you taller.
When you describe a handsome guy, what do you say? Tall, dark, and handsome. Right? Tall is the first thing.
It's definitely harder out there for shorter men. I will say that with 100% certainty.
The whole thing isn't as crazy as it sounds. In fact, doctors have been doing it for decades.
All right, just have a seat here, Jerry.
This guy right here, known casually as Dr. D, has done hundreds of them.
It's like the animal kingdom, right? The bigger lion or the bigger the bears, they have this primal instinct of just being more powerful. And I think that translates to humans as well.
We'll get to how it all works later. But first, meet Jerry.
My name is Jerry Agee. I am a nurse from Mobile, Alabama. I think height is an extremely important thing when it comes to just life in general that many people overlook. Today I measured in at 5'5" on the dot.
Jerry and Hugo live very different lives, but they're on a similar journey, both with Dr. D looking to see the world from new heights.
Did you always feel like 5'9" was short growing up? What was it about being taller that...
The respect. I had to earn my respect. If people are taller, they don't have to earn the respect. I mean, you could be an idiot and be tall, and you get respect.
Sometimes I want to reach stuff in the aisles of a Walmart, and you just can't because you're short and you got to get on your tippy toes, and I feel like it's sometimes embarrassing. If you're given an opportunity to change something about your life and you know that it'll help you with your attitude and how you feel about things and the way that you carry yourself, I think most people would take it, and I took it.
I think leg lengthening is extremely controversial because as physicians, we're always asking questions such as what are the risks and what are the benefits? In this type of procedure, we can see the benefit is helping the patient get taller. but the risks seem immense.
But in order to fully get it, let's take a ride over to the de facto leg lengthening capital, Vegas, baby.
We're in Vegas, where the whole world comes to get lucky, get rich, or get lost. But how about get taller? We're bringing you behind the scenes of the newest cosmetic surgery that's bringing the whole world to its knees.
Kind of like that. We'll get our lights better positioned, like right around there.
Away from the bright lights and frenetic chaos of the Vegas Strip, you'll find a different type of frenzy happening, performed by a man who, if you're born of a certain height, might just be able to change your life.
X-ray?
His medical degree says Kevin Debbie Prashad on it, but to his patients, he's just Dr. D. He's one of the most well-known limb lengthening surgeons in the country.
This is what my life's all about.
That's right. He can make you taller.
You guys are actually breaking the bone.
We do. It's a surgical break, so the bone barely moves. So we do fenestrations in the bone itself, kind of like a paper towel, and we tap it a couple times, and it just perfectly separates at that area. And then the rod goes down and transfixes that. So this is where we actually break the bone. It's a pretty small overall incision. So generally a fairly cosmetic result overall.
The rod, or nail as they call it, expands while the bone grows around it.
The nail then responds to the external remote control, which then slowly lengthens the nail apart. As it does so, it separates that break, and that break constantly tries to heal itself. And then you just continue that process over the next 2 months, 2.5 months, depending on how much length the patient is hoping to gain. And then eventually that full gap will completely consolidate.
After a year or so, the nail comes out. It's a lengthy process. It's also unbelievably expensive.
How much does a procedure like this actually cost?
Yeah, I mean, the procedure itself is not inexpensive. I mean, it probably starts at around $72,000.
As you might predict, the reaction when people hear about what goes into this kind of surgery has been swift.
This is the most insane thing that I've seen for a long time. I can't believe people are doing this. It looks intense for 10 centimeters in your height.
There are many risks to leg lengthening surgeries. For example, damage to muscles, damage to ligaments and tendons, and even permanent nerve damage. And also the procedure itself has a high risk of infection. So all of these risks need to be taken into account when the patient is making their decision on whether or not they would want to do something like this.
It's also been lampooned by comedians like Kevin Hart.
He said, they're giving out height. Go get you some. You mean they're giving out height? Exactly what I said. They're giving out height. They're taking the fat out of people's backs, putting it in their knee.
I was actually in the audience when Kevin Hart was doing that. He was here in Las Vegas, so I got invited to sit in on that. But
was that frustrating to hear, or was that more like any press is good press?
Yeah, well, I thought it was funny, I guess. But no, I mean, we don't use fat. I mean, obviously, we use your own natural bone that you have.
Back in the OR,
all right, here we go. Okay. All right, so why don't we go ahead and we'll get ready. Stay perfectly still right there. Hold it up higher. Okay. That's right. So I'll get my osteotomy. This is X-ray. All right, so now we're done on this first side. We got the nail implanted, and we'll do some irrigation. Let me see lateral. All right, all done with Jerry's case. He's going to be heading back over to recovery now for about an hour's time, and then we're going to get him up to the ward. In about 3 to 4 hours, we'll get him up walking with his walker, and he'll start his journey with leg lengthening.
months later, Jerry is well on his road to recovery.
Our thanks to Ashin. For more on Jerry's journey and to see what Hugo is planning next, watch the full episode of Impact by Nightline. Short Kings, the big business of getting tall, now streaming on Hulu.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.